one shot. Let's begin. The West Wind and the Sun, Zephyr and Soul by Mashima Hiro. Alright. We're on a mini fairy tale author kick. So let's see how it goes, and let's see if this lives up to his other work, right? Alright, let's begin. Nishikaze to Toyo. Okay, cool. Do I recognize anybody here? I don't. That's unfortunate. Alright. That's you.
Is there really a statue of a goddess in a place like this?
Self-important dudes love high places, right? Just like that old bag living on the second floor.
That lady who always gives me bones, you're right.
You shouldn't be taking stuff from an old bag like her. If you want something, then get it with your own two hands. That's what we treasure hunters do. The combo Zephyr and Solaire going to kick up a storm. They already got trading cards. Nice. They got the marketability down. Let's see. We finally reached the summit.
The ether concentration's really high, but I can't believe it.
Even from an anthropological point of view, there have never been records of any goddess worship in this area. There you go again with all that difficult stuff. What we're looking for is treasure, money, romance, right? Oh, the ether meter has crossed 100. It's got to be around here. What is ether? It is the energy of everything in this world. It's an extremely familiar and important material used in daily life and in weapons, and often valuable treasures have a high concentration of ether associated with them. Thus, treasure hunters use such specialized meters to locate treasure. So, have a look at that!
The goddess!
We finally made it! My precious goddess!
With this, we could pay back some of our debt.
You idiot! This is where you go? We can make it rich, isn't it?
Aren't you going to return the money you borrowed at least?
You ain't being romantic enough, soul! Just how much expenses do you think we've incurred to come this far? The boat fare, the lodging, the meals?
That's what I meant by debt.
I want to get rich!
300 years old, huh?
That's old. How much will it go for, huh?
The ether meter's gone to 120.
That means it'd go for 5 million gold, right? It's the unit of currency. What? What happened to the goddess?
The meter's gone up to 200. 300. What's going on?
Sorry. Aspefagayo işlesi kızısı figa gagazarusu skleklikliya.
What's she saying?
More importantly, a human. The goddess statue became human.
A talking wolf shouldn't be so concerned about such details.
This and that are two different issues.
Just like a chicken the valida halakasle I don't look good like a Zarius.
Zorius.
Fiopro glow collected share.
Touch.
Sush like jicklip.
My boobs.
No, my boobs.
That can't be right.
Sis, you don't have to be afraid. In search of treasures to the east, to the west, to the sky, to the earth. As long as there's romance, our adventures will not cease. That's us, treasure hunters, Zephyr and Soul. What I said couldn't get through, right?
What are you, thieves?
It got through!
As expected, being turned to stone for 300 years makes your shoulders stiff. 300 years have already come and gone.
What are you? Don't tell me you're a goddess.
Of course not. I'm Rhina. I'm a human.
What's up with that? You mean she wasn't a piece of treasure? My romance! My money!
Sorry, but is there any way you could turn back into stone for us?
What is up with you guys? You guys have ether weapons, don't you? Somehow they have resonated with the ether here and caused my petrification to be undone. Let's see. It's dangerous to go near other aggregations of high ether concentration.
I know that. Why were you turned to stone in a place like this?
Well, it's a long story. As you'd expect now that 3 years have passed, my job is over.
We don't have any more reason to be here if there's no more money to be had.
And here I thought we could finally pay our debt.
Wait a moment. I'm gonna have you guys take responsibility for returning me to this state.
Shouldn't that be thank you for returning me to this state?
Will you let me into your Brotherhood of Thieves?
We're treasure hunters!
What are you gonna do, Zephyr?
This is an 11 matter. If our numbers increase, that means our spoils get reduced to 1/3 each.
What? 250 on the meter? And our been worth 1 million gold?
I've been looking for a member like you.
What? You want something like this?
If we've got that settled, the next step is getting up to the foot of the mountain. Yosh! Follow me!
Dear me.
Nice butterflies, use experience in the world. Bathing, because it's a fairy tale author.
It feels great to be out here after so long.
We're going. We'll be at the foot in a little bit.
Coming.
Uh-oh. Let's a little octopus. Oh, okay, octopus.
Ah!
An ogre?
An octopus ogre! An ogre is an organism that becomes a ferocious monster by absorbing large amounts of ether. The bastard! Huh? Ooh, gigantic bull. Reina! What the? This humongous ogre! No way!
Zarius?
What are you spacing out for? Run! Goopo, Goopo!
I have to turn back to stone.
Huh?
That's the demon cow god Zarius. 300 years ago, this ogre was going on a rampage in this area. In order to subdue Zarius, I was turned to a statue as a sacrifice.
A sacrifice?
It must be because I returned to my original self that Zarius' seal was broken.
Then isn't that our fault?
Yeah, he gave me even a little bit of freedom. It was fun. I sacrificed myself to the village, but now I can no longer smell the presence of the village. That should have been obvious, huh? Since 30 years have passed.
In that case,
But you know what? I know full well the dreadfulness of that thing. I can't let her run wild. Don't make such a face. There's no one who knows me anymore.
I'll just say this here. If there's a reason you can't escape, then you gotta face it. That's what it means to be a treasure hunter.
The thing we value the most is treasure.
But that treasure could well be something unexpectedly close. He pulls out a gun.
Ether bullets! Soap!
The west wind billows violently. The sun shines its light.
Let's see. Doyle! What? We could only shoot one more bullet. Shit.
Zephyr! So, use this! A condensation of 250 ether!
I get it. Hitting high ether with high ether.
Got it. Let's give it a go, Soul. And they shoot the thing in. We used our ether bullets. What a waste.
What a loose tongue. Just how much do you think those were worth? More importantly, didn't you have to borrow money for them?
Thank you.
Well then, let's go search for the next piece of treasure.
If you want something, then get it with your own 2 hands.
Right. That's what it means to be a treasure hunter!
With the most important treasure called friendship in their hands, a new adventure begins. Okay. I like this. It's just a fairy tale author doing fairy tale things. It's like I said last time, he has a specialty, he has a niche, and he does it relatively well. I'm going to be retreading a lot of the same ground I said last time, so bear with me. One thing I could always say is that it's an easy read, right? It's an easy read even without like this little explanation box, which I appreciate. Is this necessary? Not necessarily. I think we could have understood what ether was without it, but it's useful. Okay, treasure spotted. This person here, boom, turns into a human being here. They go and they're like whatever. Then she goes and decides to go and join with them. She has the volleyball on her arm. They go and they adventure for a bit. Then and this is where the octopus like, okay, more fan service, right? Octopus, this gets beaten by a bigger monster. She looks sad. Something about her probably protecting it here. And then she goes, gives him the thing, and then they decide whether they're going to fight. They go, they beat the thing, and it's like they're winning, not quite. Doyo. And then, oh yeah, then she gives him the wristband and they beat it with it, and then they join together, right? So even if you didn't have like the dialogue at all, you could still really understand what's going on. You could understand the plot of the story. And fairy tale author always has a dude with or a person I should say, because the last one chose one with an animal. Okay, they need a mascot, right? And I kind of appreciate that meta, where it's like, okay, we gotta go and change this up a little bit, right? And then you find somebody of a different sex, and then you pair them up, and then you go from there. And of course, fairy tale author. I was a little worried where this was going now with the octopus. I'm like, oh no, because okay, we get this fan service, fine, sure, whatever. Then we get the octopus. Then we see the underwear. Like, oh no, oh no, and then all of a sudden, boom, gets eaten by a bigger monster here. And I think like, as I do with like all these plots, is that he draws them really well. I think he has a distinct enough style too, where it's mildly different from like a generic anime style, that he really does make it his own. I do kind of like the design of this guy. It's a little funky, it's a little weird, but I kind of like it. He's like the least mascot character out there. He's like a Lucario, right? He's technically a mascot character, but he's like more developed at something just really, really cute, right? And I appreciate that there. It's something a little different here. Um, let's see. This character looks familiar. I'm trying to put my finger on it. Let me look this up. Does she look like Levy? Is that her name? It's been a while since I've read Fairy Tale. Let's put Levy Fairy Tale. No, not Levy. Who does she remind me of in Fairy Tale? Yeah. Gosh, her she looks super familiar. It's because her design looks very, very similar, right? Like, I could say that, like, this person, the main character, is, does he bear a resemblance to Gray? Yeah, to an extent, but I would say that he is distinct enough that, like, I wouldn't say he's, like, completely like Gray. And I'm trying to see on my phone here, like, which fairy tale girl this person looks like. But there's a lot of fairy tale girls, so, yeah, I guess I shouldn't, be spending time on that one too much there. And yeah, there's a power system. It's always kind of like ether in this case, or magic, or what have you. And he seems to do something where he likes to kind of number scale a lot. Like in the last one and this one, I don't really remember like many power scalings in Fairy Tale. Not really. I remember there was like a ranking system. And then not to beat everybody with the power of friendship all the time. Yeah, the one thing that I do kind of find mildly interesting about this here, the little implication, is that when she says something like ether bullets, right? So this kind of implies that guns have been around for at least the last 300 years in the world. I just think that's really, really interesting. So, okay, 300 years they just had bullets, but then in this range they've decided to like make them ether-like, right? Yeah, Art's good. I think the action is smooth. You could generally tell what's happening with most of these things here. The characters have a simple dynamic. Of course, that perversion here is like whatever here. Um, the action's good. Like you could tell this person came right over there, and look at the expression of this little octopus's face here. Oh, she has tattoos. Um, does she have other tattoos? Oh, she has more tattoos. Interesting. I didn't notice that. Um, okay, you have like this whole beast thing. This is just a great image. You go and you juxtapose this with that. It's great, right? And the guilt in her face is very like genuine. It's like, okay, I feel sad, and this is like a wanting smile. We're like, oh no, I know I have to go. Thank you, and I'm still sad, but I have to be happy too, right? And then the power of friendship is always fun for what it is. Does this have the potential to be a decent series? Yes, of course it does. Treasure hunters, not too far from pirates as well, so they could have like their own little crew, a band of thieves, right? And they'll discover the greatest treasure of all is saving everybody and making everybody friends. Awesome, awesome. And I do like the fact they're like um, monetarily motivated. They're motivated by money and gains. So they still kind of have this like fighting up battle throughout the entire way. Nice. And this is a nice way to end it because there was a bunch of treasure by her in the beginning. Oh, that's a Sailor Moon rod there. That's neat. There's probably other hidden Easter eggs here. That's Jesus. That's a coat of arms. And that's a crown. And that's a sword. Okay, cool. Well, I guess that's everything then. Everybody had good one shot. Sorry for Fairy Tale Author. With all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.